to our top story now. A former Drakensberg Boys Choir pupil will go on trial in April for allegedly raping a younger boy. The incident is said to have taken place in 2018. The accused was cleared of wrongdoing by the school following a disciplinary hearing. The school also said it found the act was consensual. For more on this story, we're joined by ENCA's Barry Bateman, who has got this story. Barry, good morning to you.
Good morning, Golly.
It's a chilling story. Take us back to what happened in 2018.
Well, what's alleged to have happened, and this is the version provided by the 13-year-old boy as told to his mother, is that while in the dormitories one afternoon, there was an older boy, 1 year older than him, 14 years old, who allegedly assaulted him and then compelled him to perform oral sex. This was not immediately reported to the mother, despite the school getting wind of this. The mother was only informed 3 days later when she attended to the school. The mother then opened up the criminal case against this other boy at the police station down in Winterton, I think it is, down in KwaZulu-Natal. While this was being investigated, the school then initiated its own disciplinary hearing and called the complainant boy to testify in front or against the boy who had been accused of this particular act. What we know is that apparently the father of the accused boy was permitted to cross-examine, not through interlocutor or somebody in the middle, but directly cross-examine not only the complainant but other boys that were witnesses to the incident. Subsequent to this, the finding by the school was that there was in fact no sexual assault or rape. There was no coercion, but rather that this was a consensual matter, and both boys could find themselves facing charges of sexual misconduct on school grounds. That was the case.
This is a huge story, Barry.
Well,
because that school, it's a very prestigious school, but importantly, what you possibly alluding here is that the school tried to cover up this rape incident.
Well, that's the allegation coming straight from the mother. She says that the purpose here was to try and keep everything internal, to try and ensure that it is dealt with within the school, and it is almost made to go away so that it does not, go to public eyes. You see, and the reason that she holds this view as well is that when a prosecutor from the National Prosecuting Authority had a look at the evidence and subsequently consulted with the complainant boy, he said this is a clear case of rape, and they're going to proceed with a rape trial against this 14-year-old boy, which is scheduled to start in April.
The ages of the people involved, Barry. A 14-year-old allegedly rapes a 13-year-old. That age, does it allow for the 14-year-old to be prosecuted?
Well, it certainly does. At the age of 14, in terms of our law, you are presumed to have criminal capacity. If your age, I think, is from 9 to 13, the court would have to conduct an assessment, a process to determine whether, in fact, the person at the time of the alleged offence had that criminal capacity. So in this particular instance, that the accused boy is 14-year-old, he is presumed to have criminal capacity, and this matter will proceed. Just on one more aspect, and I think it's quite important. Yeah. In terms of the law, the Children's Act as well as the Child Justice Act, I think it is, there is a legal duty placed upon various people listed in the Act, but on teachers in particular, that if they come across any information to suggest that a minor had been the victim of a sexual crime, they are duty-bound to report it to the police. Now, we know in this case, as I said it to you, it wasn't even reported to the mother for 3 days. They did not report it to the police. It was the mother, upon hearing about what had happened, that took it to the police.
So who's actually going to be prosecuted here, Barry? Is it the alleged perpetrator? And what about the school? What about its culpability here?
These are questions I did put to the NPA, and at this stage they're only going to be proceeding with the case against the boy who has been accused of this act. I specifically asked about the school and this failure to report in terms of those particular acts, and they simply didn't respond to those questions, but just making it clear there's one charge against one accused.
Barry Bateman, thank you very much, and that story will come through, I think, in the next hour. Thank you very much.